Hey everybody. So I'm back for another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 8, episode 12, Martelling Tales. This episode was a mess, but before we get started, if you're watching this, thank you. And if you're watching this and have not subscribed, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, before I get into the episode 1, please note that I am not trying to neglect y'all, but I have just been so exhausted from teaching, and this past week was rough. Please also, if you have children, encourage them that when they get opportunities that they would not otherwise have, to take advantage of them and not act like an untrained human being. But then again, I guess by the time they get to a certain age, it's indicative of how you behave. So anyway, just saying, because I can't go in too hard because they're still kids. But woo. Anyway, also on Wednesday night, I will be attending the Queens of R&B tour with SWV and Escape Heavy on the SWV. Okay, I will definitely report back to you all who are interested. I will also report back what I can already confirm, and that's that Candy can't really sing. Okay. All right, so Stormy is telling us about her new warehouse. We don't give a fuck, but nevertheless, okay? Anyway, her and Courtney is just always like there. Like he's there clearly to support his wife, but it is so like like, are you there though? Is anybody home? Anyway, her and Courtney are talking about an 8-hour live event promoted by TikTok for her products. Okay, girl. She said they're gonna need a second house in LA soon, and I was just like, she still hasn't learned. She hasn't learned from being on the brink of bankruptcy. What, barely 2 years ago? Don't overextend yourself. And I'm not saying that it's not good to make money and expand your business, but it seems to me somebody who almost lost their house, their ranch house at that, making bad financial decisions, and who still needs to be that active in their business because you haven't been able to, really hire all the proper people, says to me, slow your roll before you end up in a situation, because bankruptcy doesn't mean you're broke, but what it does mean is that your expenses have just kind of exceeded anything you're capable of. Just saying. All right, and by the way, who is buying Stormy's hair products? I mean, I imagine some people are, but if you're watching this and you really actually do support her business, let us know in the comments. I would be curious. There's nothing about Stormy's hair in particular that would make me buy her products. But that's just me. Like, whereas Kenya Moore, even though I don't like her, didn't like her, but when I heard she was having a hair care line, I was like, I think that fits. Because her hair is absolutely gorgeous. It always looked well taken care, always. Anyway, I'm just saying. All right, so then Stormy moves on to discussing everybody else's business, which seems to be her favorite pastime. Trish went to Martell's house. Ain't shit going on in this country ass town that we gotta talk about whether somebody went to somebody's house or not. Anyway, then Stormy moves to, yeah, we got that, but Stormy is really good at carrying trash and gossip and messiness back and forth. And then she's just going on saying it's gonna be weird if I don't tell Trish that this is what Martell said. She said I would have been just fine if I didn't know. Bitch, you was the one gossiping Martell like a girl in the first place. You the one that initiated that conversation. Like, just, girl, bye. Just bye. Get off my fucking screen. Anyway, then we get Martell at his rental home. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. And Destiny stops by. But okay. So he's having a guest. I don't care whether Destiny is his friend or not. You're having a guest, someone who doesn't live there, and you're walking around in your fucking robe. Put on some clothes. Another one where they don't have no home training. All right, so then his old bitch ass is saying he wants to tell Destiny about Moses and Sonny moving to Huntsville. I guess if it has to come from somebody They've known each other since the early 2000s, and it probably should come from Martell. Martell, honestly, I expected him to deliver this message much worse, but that's because the bar is so fucking. It's in the underworld at this point. So I guess just him not being 120% of an asshole is just kind of an improvement. Anyway, so I mean, I guess, it's just never a good time. As far as I'm concerned, Sunny's a bitch for doing what she's doing. Anyway, Destiny shows him a picture of Law, her son, and Martell says he looks just like his Uncle Martell. I don't know how that happened. Okay. What the fuck is wrong with these narcissistic ass men? Like, how many women has he / is he sleeping with? And it's still not enough attention for him. No, he has to go on and imply he slept with every woman, and even though Destiny is supposed to be his friend. And Destiny did stop him in his tracks and was like, no, we're not going to do that. Don't do that. And her face said it all. Like, she was still like, what the fuck? Now, me, I'm looking like this is typical Martell shit. But why do that? Why even set up a situation with somebody who's supposed to be your friend and her son and imply that? What was the point of something like that? Like, anyway, so then he goes on and tells her not to get mad at him. And she was like, well, I can't promise that. What did you do? And he was like, well, I don't know if I did anything. I'm just like, Martell's a piece of shit. While he's still in his bathrobe in what seemed to be the middle of the day, like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. That's why he can't own his home like Mel. Anyway, so he tells Destiny that Fletcher brought Sonny and Moses over the house, and he looks at everything like a business. No, he doesn't. Martell takes every fucking thing personally. We have seen it over and over and over again. So Destiny immediately rolls her eyes and says, check over friendship. Now, like I said, I'm not a business person, so I'm going to be honest. Yeah, there is an expectation I have with my friends. Okay? I also don't have a lot of friends in business, so it's not, a thing. However, I think Destiny is totally within her rights to feel that way. I think she's within her rights. Okay? Because y'all aren't just associates. Y'all are like people that really knew each other before this show. Right? Now, her and Kimmy, well, that's a different thing. All right? So, she was like, you don't think it's odd that a man I used to be with decided to move to the oasis of Alabama all of a sudden? Yeah, I don't know that I would describe Huntsville as the oasis, but nevertheless, I think I get your point. So she said that that's why she dates long distance. So after she breaks up with a man, she doesn't have to see him anymore. Destiny, sister to sister, millennial to millennial. I'm just going to tell you, you should probably investigate that further with a licensed professional, because that's a little too actively not dating anybody near you, which means you may have felt like your marriage wasn't going to work despite the fact that you went through with it. Like, that's not a flex, I think, maybe the way you think it is. Anyway, so I understand in the sense, in a basic sense, not her shit, but like, I refuse to live with anybody if I'm not married. You can come over, you can sleep over, but you got to go. You cannot stay. That is not a thing for me. I'm not into that shit. I'm not. I like my own space. I take care of myself. And when it goes, it goes. Okay? But we ain't got no lease or nothing like that and whatever. All right. So, anyway, Martell said it's apparent he loves you because he named his trucking company after your son and apparently their future children. But the thing, he was like, that's what he told me. No, he didn't tell you that. Sonny did. But nevertheless, Martell. It's Martell. So Sonny swooped in. They show us the flashback. They didn't show us this first part. When Moses was telling us the name of his trucking company or whatever, she swooped in like the helicopter parent. Oops. Helicopter wife. That's what she is. Anyway, and speaks for him. This relationship is going to crash and crash badly. The way she's always like talking over him. One, we already know he's slow. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not checking for Moses. Moses is just a little too slow for me. Like mentally, like Psychologically, I can certainly see how Destiny could do cartwheels around him. But like the way in which she's always like interrupting to make sure their story is, it's just giving bullshit. It's just giving bullshit and it's pathetic. So Destiny asked, why were y'all having a conversation about this? That mind you, I was somewhere else. When she said that, I was like, yeah, actually, you know what? You're right about that. Why were y'all having a conversation about this while looking at a house for them as a married couple? And she was like, why is he talking about me in front of his wife? Martell was like, because he wants you. Now, that may have been actually a very honest answer. She said, well, y'all understand each other because y'all like side chicks. Both of y'all. Martell's ass still ain't learned. He was like, everybody has to have one. Martell, I'm going to need you to not project your behavior onto other people. And I know there's many men like that. But I'm also going to need you to know enough of when to shut the fuck up. So when your kids, and they do grow up, and they're growing up fast, because that's just what kids do, don't see this and feel like their mother is being disrespected over and over again. Because they will resent you. And I would hope you would give a damn enough to not do that. But hope springs eternal. Anyway, and tell us the truth, Martell. You may have some side chicks, but you might have some side dudes too, don't you? And anyway, so Destiny remixes Cat Williams and says he has a natural propensity towards losers. The gag is that Destiny, Martell is a loser. So it's not the read you thought it was. Stop wasting time. Anyway, so who told Destiny? I know I brought this up before, but she did that Beyonce remix. You know when Beyonce had that bodysuit with the hands? Oh, she straight killed it. Okay, Renaissance tour. My anniversary is coming up on the 31st. It's going to be a year since I saw Beyonce. Anyway. And that flipped hairdo. It got worse because I don't remember the flipped hairdo from the previous confessionals. Anyway, so Martell said Sonny is rocking with him, no, and they're very happy. And Destiny was me. Like, so why do you have to say you're happily married? Just be it. Facts. Facts. I hate that they got me taking up for Destiny. And Destiny, honey, this ain't gonna rock out for more than one season because it's already gone on too long. It's entertaining for this one, but we don't want to hear nothing else about this. So I think all y'all should go, all three of y'all. I thought it was supposed to be, crazy single female, but apparently it's the crazy married one in this case. I don't know. So Destiny, Trish, and Stormy. Now this was a 4th scene again because this show is full of them. Destiny comes to work out. Okay, girl. Destiny and Trish. Why are y'all working out with that eyeshadow on and shit? Cut it out. Like, just cut it out. And them 6-7 pulls Destiny did. Girl, bye. Anyway, was it me? You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to even go that hard. So Stormy tells them about her trip to LA. Anybody black saying they love LA, and y'all know how I feel about Los Angeles. And yes, I spent enough time there. 5 years is enough. Is crazy as fuck. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't care. Anyway, was it me or did Destiny look like she wanted to burst into tears in that confessional when, talking about the different stuff that, Sonny and them have done? And I'm just like, girl, she looked like that in the gym too. I'm like, if you just let it out. And I know you don't ever want people to see you sweat, but I think sometimes you see Destiny and like her eyes just look filled with water, but she just cannot allow herself to cry. And I think she would just feel better because you could tell she holds it in a lot. Like, I shouldn't be able to tell that because, like, I don't know you, Destiny. Girl, let it out. Just let it out. Please do yourself a favor. So Trish says she talked to her kids about Ken getting married. Okay, we don't care. She explains her sisters didn't even know about Ken or her divorce. We don't care. All right. So Destiny asked a typical question of a Southern woman. Okay. What about your marriage can't be fixed? Maybe because she's in love with another man and she's living with him. How about that? I think that'd be hard for anybody to fix, don't you? Anyway, she never even gave us details about her and LeBarrett. She brought that up in front of Mel like they weren't friends, and it was just like, I was going through my own stuff. Because whatever the situation is, I feel like she may have been embarrassed. And I totally understand how somebody can feel embarrassed about living their life so publicly. But this is giving, or their pain so publicly. But it's giving Giselle Bryant because you still sign up for this, but you want to question somebody else about what they've been doing. Anyway, Destiny trying to give relationship advice in that confessional about Trish and Ken there being in business. I would say it's a joke, but see, the thing is, it's not funny. So it's just not a thing. Destiny, you don't get to give no advice. You encouraging people to go to therapy. I think, yes, I think as someone who does, people who need it should go. But I think you need to stay in your lane with you and your issues for some time before we can hear from you. So Stormy's old trifling ass brings up her conversation with Martell and how Trish was over his house. I don't give a fuck. I imagine everybody in fucking Huntsville have been over each other's house at some point. Trish said she didn't go to his house, even though he invited her over. And she was like, no, we had just been talking. They were like, where? Like, when were y'all talking? She was like, well, I can't remember where. And she was like, over Instagram. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Anyway, so Trish said they talked on Instagram about his separation. He invited her over. They were supposed to work. Whatever. She said she never went to his house. Martell said she was in the house. Destiny was like, why is he talking so much about this? You tell us. You the one who's known him longer than everybody else. And why is he lying? You already know because he's a liar. Martell is just the biggest liar. And at that point, I wasn't sure if Trish was just so unbothered or if she was lying, even though I was leaning toward the fact that she was lying. But we don't care. So anyway, Black was shut down. Marcel and Tisha. Tisha walks into Black with Marcel there because people are calling the city making complaints about their restaurant, you know, like, I don't know, 6 inches around the fire zone. I don't know, shit like that. Anyway, only in a small town would people be so obsessed. But you know what? I'm going to take that back. No, that's not true. Yes, I do believe people have haters. Yes, I can only imagine with them on TV and on a network like OWN and on a very popular show, getting advertisement and having a place that is frequented so often that there are definitely people sitting around jealous of the success. Definitely jealous. Running down to the city. And I'm sure it's other Black people, just like I'm sure it's, you know, white people who don't want any Black person getting that kind of power. It's a lot of people that do that. It's not hard for me to believe, despite how I feel about Marcel and Tisha. That's not the point. Then in their conversation, they admit, you know, people think we have this, that, and the other. All the stuff in the restaurant's furniture came from Wayfair and Amazon. So he letting y'all know he done been made all that money back in a night, probably on drinks, for that furniture y'all sitting on. But okay. I thought this was Marcel and Tisha's business. The way she was talking, I mean, it's not really like I thought that, but the way she has tried to perform, like doing the hiring and shit, she was crying like, I'm hurt for you, Marcel, because I know this is your business. Not ours, but yours. And how is that going to affect our family? But not like it was their thing. See, Tisha, you told on yourself again. All right. I do believe Black is bringing in business. I don't doubt that at all. Especially for Alabama's A&M homecoming. That was some fucked up shit for y'all to try to do. In a small town like that, there are not a lot of places to go. Even if the people in the town feel like there are a lot of places. But, you know, a lot of Black colleges in the South and those kind of rural towns. Every place isn't like Atlanta. So, and that's, I'm sure, a big money weekend anyway. So, especially in a small town, you know them people got resentful and just didn't want people to have it. That's some whack ass shit. The freedom ain't free shit though, Marcel, you could have missed me with that. All right, George Bush co-opted African American rhetoric and language that Black people had been using and applied it to occupying and damn near colonizing Iraq. And then y'all use it like it's you having the right to have your business. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. I need people to stop applying these kind of things to everything. But Marcel, nevertheless, shout out to you for holding your own. Moving on. Ken and Trish. You can tell Ken really likes her and cares about her. You can, right? Trish, but I'm going to tell you right now, you a dumbass. You a dumbass if you fumble him. Now, Trish losing a man like Ken is what we call a fumble. Destiny losing Moses, that's not a fumble. You are nothing to catch. And you clearly must have got her in a vulnerable moment. I don't care how long y'all been friends. Anyway, so Ken is ready for her to get a divorce. Rightfully so. Okay? She is telling Ken about the conversation with Stormy and Destiny. She brings up the incident where her daughter talks about her father drives trucks and likes to eat steaks, and how, you know, her ex, well, not her ex-husband, her husband, I get, okay, girl. Um, and Ken stopped her. He said, honestly, if that was me, that would have broken my heart. And I appreciate that maturity on his part. I really do. Um, and Trish saying that when it happened, she was like, why the hell would she say that? You know why. You her mother. This man is living with y'all and cares about her. That's why she said it. What do you mean? Why is she supposed to operate like this other man who is her biological father and not in her life? That is what happens. Don't act like this is this little girl's fault, because you about as lost as your husband. Okay, anyway, he's acting like her father. She was telling about what was close to her and the man that made sense. Fuck it. If anything, that incident should have made her soon-to-be ex-husband, whatever it was, reboot and move forward with his child, because you don't want her feeling like another man is her father. No. Instead, he's blaming Trish for moving on with her life after he left her. Trish, speed this shit up, please. She admits to Ken that she went to Martell's house, and she didn't tell, she was kind of waiting for it to come out or whatever, so on and so forth, a bunch of bullshit. Ken was like, how do you not remember that you went to someone's house? Now, I'm going to be honest. I forget sometimes if I've ever been to somebody's house, and somebody be like, you remember that time we went? Or you remember last year we went? And I'm like, I don't remember that shit. Like, you know, it may be like, you know, sometimes if like a colleague has something, which is rare that I'll go, but nevertheless. Or, you know, we were just stopping by. I forget that kind of stuff. But with this, the implication is that you were at another man's house and screwing him. And that really is. The fact that you were upset that he didn't remember you, it just, it's giving bullshit. So she should have been told Ken, especially before doing this on camera. And maybe that's why he wasn't mad. Maybe they had this conversation before, but we don't know that. We can only deal with what we see on the show. So Ken is like, both of y'all were wrong. And the story is off. There has to have been a lot of trust broken. She's already still married to this man she won't hurry up and get a divorce from. And they got that nice ass house they living in. You a damn fool for buying a house with a man you ain't married to. That's going to be a mess in court if y'all don't get this shit together. Anyway, so he's trying to figure out why she didn't tell him. And has essentially had this conversation with these other two people. You were waiting for it to come out? What the fuck do you mean? Aren't you like engaged to this man or damn near, whatever? Ken's whole point about not knowing and feeling betrayed if you're around someone that your partner has either slept with, almost dated, whatever the case is, was absolutely true. Nobody wants to feel like that. And if you take the power out of anybody who's trying to antagonize you or your relationship when you say and do something like, oh yeah, I already know, right? Isn't that what happened with Moses, Destiny, and Sonny? If it ain't nothing to tell, ain't nothing to tell. And she's making excuses like, well, I'm private. It ain't, not with your man, you don't have to be. Not somebody you almost married to. Not somebody you've already told your kids that y'all trying to get married. Girl, bye. Trish, get off. Bye. Excuse me, I had the hiccups. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Like, just give me another 2 weeks. I promise I'll be back to normal. And I'll be off, until after Labor Day. So we can get this thing right. All right, but I will talk to y'all soon. All right, y'all have a good weekend. Bye.